Good day and welcome to our watercolor journey. Today we're going to have a go at this old ruin and have lots of fun with it. The materials I used is colors, cobalt blue, transparent yellow oxide, transparent red oxide, Paynes Grey and Sepia. The paper is potentate cold press 100% cotton. My brushes is silver black velvet number 12 round, Rosemary Co Sable Blend number 3 round, and Rosemary Co Extended Point number 6. Extra, I use Winsor Newton masking fluid and I also use salt. I use my paper flat and I worked on the sky area first of all. I used my silver black velvet to wet certain areas of it and just worked around some of the objects. And also I wanted a little bit of sky on the inside of that little arch. I blend my cobalt blue and the Paynes Grey and started working on the sky. I think as you can see, I did use some masking fluid to make sure that I preserve some of the white within the painting. Masking fluid is always a useful tool in that case. I'm just blending the foreground colors. As you can see, it's warmer colors in the front. I am only using cool colors today, so they really do spread a lot and they do take some getting used to. But they are really a lot of fun to work with. And so this is my initial layer. I'm not too worried about certain ways that the paint spread out, because it will all be part of the scenery. And I'm adding salt for a little bit of texture in the foreground. And now you can let your painting dry. Make sure to remove all the salt. And if you remove some of the masking fluid in the foreground, it's not a problem at the moment. So I'm really looking at creating interesting colors, blending warm and cool colors against each other. It's all about interest. And let those colors blend on their own, because you don't want to overmix it on your palette. The only time that you overmix is when you definitely want a specific color that you want to incorporate into your painting. And I'm really working with very diluted paints. If you go too dark, it's really a problem to go back and fix it up. And once again, use water to your advantage. Play around with it. Fuse out some of those colors. And then you get another value range in your painting. I know I could have used a bigger brush, but the way that I want to blend the colors, I decided a smaller brush is going to be more suitable for what I want to do today. As you can see, though, that paint is really wet that I'm using. But remember, if there's places that you don't want the color to blend, leave a little white space. You can always cover it up later on. But at the moment, I'm not concerned about color mixing, because I'm really looking at this whole ruin as one piece. So in other words, the color blends will not make a difference. And if some of the paint spreads at the moment where you don't want it, either you can lift it out or you can leave it, because it will disappear as soon as you work with more detail. I really like to work with a yellow oxide and the red oxide of course. Definitely two colors that I will always have in my palette, and especially I think Paynes Grey and Sepia is non-negotiable. As you've seen, I've used it in most of my paintings so far. At least with a small palette, I can quickly dab into that palette and take stronger colors and build up strong values. I think if you look at the picture, you can see it almost makes one shape, and that makes it so much easier to work with than trying to focus on small little individual details. when you decide on a color palette for your painting, mostly stick to those colors, because introducing new colors can create a lot of chaos and mud and things that you don't want in your painting. I'm building the initial layers of those rocks. You will always find rocks and things around a ruin. One tip I can give you is browse on a daily basis through paintings that you see on Facebook, on Instagram, and also Pixabay and all those places. You don't have to go and copy those paintings, but they do create inspiration for your next painting. Now let your painting dry. Now I can work on that section of the arch, because there I didn't want the colors to blend, so that's why it was a much better idea to let the painting dry beforehand. Now I'm starting to build up some of the details, creating shadows underneath some of the structures, create differentiation between the walls, developing those cracks in the old ruin. And you can already see the statement that it makes using that dark against the light. at least bringing in those lines helps you to get differentiation between that big shape. And you don't want hard lines everywhere, so blend it out and you'll still have nice soft lines. This is another one of those paintings that I really enjoyed a lot. I created shadows underneath those rocks, and that makes me stand out a little bit. Creating those crackles and things in the painting makes it look a lot more interesting. I'm splattering in a little bit of color also. It's up to you if you want to do that. For me, it definitely just adds to the old feeling. As you can see, I didn't even type my paper because I'm working on a block, so it's definitely not necessary, but it looks nice and neat when you have a nice framed border. Now it's time to remove that masking fluid. And here, once again, the rubber cement eraser really works well. But still, after this, feel with your finger to see if there's any masking fluid left. Now I'm just going to build up a few more values as the color faded back quite a bit in certain areas. Remember, if you use masking fluid, the lines can be really harsh, but I think with this painting it really works. So if you want to soften some of the edges, you are more than welcome to do that. I'm just adding a few final touches and details. Please let me know what you think about this painting, so I'm sure that you will also enjoy it quite a bit. And don't be afraid to intensify some of the lines if you're not happy with them. And that's a nice thing if you start very light and work your way up. And I'm signing my painting, and I think this is done. This is our final result. Please like, subscribe, and comment. See you next time.